Alright, hello everybody and welcome to a new Pokemon Unite video. In today's video, I will be discussing my thoughts on the game. I've gotten to Master Rank. It took about maybe 40 hours. I don't even know. I'd have to add up all the time. 40, maybe 50 hours. In my travels, I've learned a lot, and let's talk about it today. So let me know in the comments below if there's something I don't talk about that you want to get my opinion on, and I'll try to address it later. Anyways, yeah, Pokemon Unite, as most of you probably know, is a new MOBA game. 5v5, it's like League of Legends. It's on Nintendo Switch, and you fight it out as Pokemon, and it's pretty freaking epic. I'm not gonna, explain the game. I feel like you probably already know the basics of what's going on. So I'm just gonna talk about the stuff that might be controversial or my thoughts on certain topics specifically. So the journey from beginner rank to Masters was pretty tough. It wasn't insane, especially compared to a game like League. League is so much more demanding. The games in Pokemon are only 10 minutes. The average game in League is probably 35 minutes if I had to guess. You also don't have to play as many games. There's no placement matches. You just hop into it, and every time you win, you go up a notch. And once you get enough notches, you go up a level, and then you go up a rank, and then eventually you get to Masters. Maybe. So the first thing I'll talk about is general balance in the game. Do I think the game is balanced right now? And I would say no. There are some issues that need to be sorted out, and I do have some opinions that are similar to the popular ones, such as Gengar. That little bastard is broken. All you do is get Sludge Bomb and spam Hex. It's super OP. In my final games leading up to Masters, I chose Gengar every time, went jungle, and had a pretty good time doing it. I think fundamentally Gengar might be a little busted, because I'm afraid that if you change him too much, he might suck. So I don't know what they're gonna do to fix him, but right now he's a little busted. Either that or we just don't know how to deal with him. There are certain counters to Gengar, but because this game doesn't have bans, you can't even see who the opponent team is using before you choose your character. So you can't counter him. You can't be like, oh, the team chose Gengar, so therefore I'm gonna choose this champ to counter Gengar. You literally just go in blind and see what happens. So on that note, there is some stuff that needs to be sorted out eventually, like how League, you can ban certain champions, you can see who the other champs are using. Right now there aren't many champions in the game, so banning doesn't really make sense, but allowing you to at least see who the other team is choosing would allow you to counter and make strategic choices while you're forming your team composition. There are other champs that I think are kind of busted. OP Cinderace is like the auto attack king. All you do is auto attack and spam your fireball, and he deals so much damage. There's a reason there's a Cinderace in every single game on both teams. It's because Cinder is super powerful and super easy to use. I think Snorlax is far and wide. I feel like he's the best support. His wall is so broken. I love playing a Snorlax. He's so good. Zera in the jungle. Zera's his power spikes are a little bit crazy. He's so strong so early. I don't think he's as good at the end. I don't think he carries as well. So there is a weakness in Zera towards the end game, because I think he becomes less relevant, whereas characters like Garchomp are super hella strong at the very end. But then Garchomp is useless most of the game, so I think he's a little... So I'm not going to go into every character, but there are issues with balance with certain characters that need to be sorted out, and I think there's a lot of them. I don't think it's just Gengar, just Zera. I think there's a lot of issues. Certain champs that are weak, you never see them get picked because they just don't compare to the top tier characters. So moving on to the game itself, I like how it works. I want to see more maps. There's only one map right now, which is okay for now, but in the future I hope we get to see additional maps in ranked mode. The whole Drednaw Rotom thing is pretty cool. I like it. Drednaw feels a little crazy right now, so Drednaw is definitely the big focus. For us as a team, usually we are putting all our energy into getting the Drednaw and not as much into getting Rotom. Obviously, we would like to get Rotom, but if we don't, we would take Drednaw over Rotom any day of the week. I don't know if anything needs to change with that right now. It's not high on my list, but those are just my current thoughts. There is a big problem with players going AFK in matches. Even in Ultra Rank, I still occasionally had Either players rage quitting, where they just went AFK because they were losing, usually is how it goes. I've had teammates fighting over jungle, like one guy says, I'm going jungle, and then someone else is like, I'm gonna go jungle. And then they literally both go jungle, and they're like fighting each other, they're pinging each other. And I'm like, dude, how is this happening in the high ranks? I think it has something to do with, like, you know, it's a Switch game, there's a lot of kids, it's a new game, and I do think a lot of people are in the higher ranks now that ultimately will be flushed out in future seasons. Like, they aren't really that good, but for now, like, there's a lot of people in the veteran ultra category. Another big problem is surrendering. Every single game we have someone on our team, like, they're losing their lane and they're trying to surrender like 2-3 minutes in, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? Also, the game doesn't tell you who's prompting the surrender. It's like anonymous, which I think is stupid. Like, I want to know who on my team is rage surrendering, because that's definitely what's going on. They keep trying to surrender, and I cannot tell you how many times I have won a game where we were losing miserably in the beginning, and we came back and won, which is a good segue probably into Zapdos. So I live by one major philosophy in this game, and it is never surrender under any circumstances. Never, ever, ever surrender. You can always win. There are games where we have been getting pummeled, losing both lanes. Their jungler is beating our jungler. They're getting all the Drednaws. They're beating our asses. And then we still come back and win. We rally around the Zapdos time. Our characters, like our carries, start to come online. We have a good team fight. And then we secure Zapdos, and then we win the game. So Zapdos is like the biggest, one of the biggest topics of conversation with Pokemon Unite. And for me, Zapdos is, yes, I think Zapdos is messed up. I think Zapdos does need to be tweaked in some way. It might just be even a small tweak. It may not even be like a radical reform that's needed. So the problem with Zapdos right now is, like, when you kill Zapdos, it gives 20 points to your entire team, but you're in the last 2 minutes, points are double, so it's effectively 40 points for your entire team. And you can dunk instantly. So what usually happens is you get Zapdos, and then everybody just rushes the enemy base, and everybody scores. It's so hard to block people from scoring. You have to, like, really... You gotta, like, really mess them up to stop somebody who's... Usually you can just, like, fly past everybody and take the hits, use your flash. Everybody usually has some sort of utility or move that lets them, like, escape danger, at least long enough so that you can go and dunk. And it's usually 100 points, so it's like, you can be down 400 points, get Zapdos, and then everybody's like, dunk 100, dunk 100, dunk 100, dunk 100, and then you win, and it's like, what the fuck? So I don't know exactly what needs to happen with Zapdos. I do think that you shouldn't be able to score on the center goal until all the lanes are closed. Like, you should have to get all the towers on the bottom and top before you can get that last one. I don't think you should be able to rush that one and score until everything else is taken care of. I think that change would help a lot with the Zapdos super ridiculous ultra scoring OP-ness. Like, that change alone could balance it out way more. But there's so many things they can do, and I'm sure they're thinking about it. Everybody's complaining because they're like, oh, dude, you can be winning the whole game, and then, like, Zapdos and game over, you lose. Which is true. It is it's way too volatile, and it doesn't really make sense. And I hope they do figure it out. I'm sure they're listening, and I hope they take effective action. I guess I didn't really talk about it yet, but the game itself I love. I love this game. It's so addicting. The characters are so lovable. It's Pokemon, dude. Every time they release a new character, they've only done Gardevoir so far, but I know Blastoise is coming. I've heard, I think Chansey or Blissey is coming. And there's gonna be so many new Pokemon and new stuff, and I get so excited, and I absolutely love this freaking game. It has so much potential. All that matters is that they listen to community feedback and they make good, balancing, and smart decisions moving forward, and this game could literally have such a strong future. So I'm going to move into the pay to win, which is the last big topic that I have written down. Once again, if I have missed anything, just let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll do another video or whatever. So pay to win is a huge thing, and here's where I land on this. So I do think they messed up. I don't think you should be able to pay money to upgrade items to give yourself any sort of advantage. Like, it's just, why? Why have that? You're just asking for trouble. It's not necessary. There's, like, you could charge out the ass for cosmetic stuff and other stuff that doesn't give you a competitive edge, and people are going to pay out the ass for that stuff. I'm going to pay out the ass to make my Pikachu look like a sailor or a astronaut or whatever you want to do. So yes, I think they fucked up big time. Even if the item upgrades, even if it's just this much negligible, they fucked up. Like, they shouldn't have done it. It was a huge mistake. I wish they hadn't done it, because it's given them a bad reputation for a game that has so much potential. I think for me in the higher ranks, it doesn't matter anymore, because everybody in my rank in Masters is probably rocking level 20 plus items. But even still, the fact that there's any difference at all between anybody, that shouldn't exist. That should not exist. In the low levels, the pay to win has to be real. Like, if you're a new player, you just sign on, you have all level 1 items, and then you go up against some decked out smurf who has level 30 items. I mean, the fact that they're smurfing's bad enough for you, but the fact that they actually literally have a competitive advantage with the items it's just madness. It's madness, man. It's madness. So they desperately need to do something about this. They need to get rid of that crap. But the problem is people have already paid for upgrades, so if you take it away now, you have to, like, refund. Are they going to refund the money? Like, what are they going to do? I don't know. They're going to have to figure that shit out, though, because it's pretty serious, if you ask me. All in all, Pokemon Unite is a phenomenal game. I can't wait to see what happens. I hope that they make all the right choices. It's in their hands. So I hope they watch this video. Be sure to like, share, whatever this video if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.